Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago Bears fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. There's some buzz flying around the NFL right now, and it's all centered on the possibility of the Chicago Bears making a bold move that could reshape their future. And it involves none other than Tristan Wirfs, the dominant right tackle from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Wirfs who's been turning heads all season long with his elite blocking skills, and who's been considered one of the best at his position in the league. Now, why would the Bears be interested in trading for him? Well, let's unpack this because it's not just about adding a star. It's about transforming the entire offensive line and, consequently, the team's whole identity moving forward. To understand the gravity of this potential move, we need to look at the current state of the Bears. They're sitting at a solid 9-4 record, which is impressive, especially considering the hurdles they've faced, including injuries and the ongoing quest to solidify their offensive line. The Bears' offensive line has been decent, but it's clear they lack that elite edge, that dominant force who can anchor the line and open lanes for their running backs and protect Justin Fields at a higher level. Right now, their PFF grade for the offensive line hovers around 68. And they've allowed 20 sacks so far this season. That's not terrible, but it's not great either. When you compare that to teams like the 49ers or Eagles, who have top-tier lines, you realize there's room for improvement, and Wirfs could be the game-changer they need. On the other side of the coin, the Buccaneers are in a tricky spot financially. They're facing cap issues after extending Mike Evans in November 2025, which has pushed their salary cap to around $14 million in the red. With a cap hit of roughly $28 million for Wirfs next season, the Bucs are considering trading him in exchange for draft picks and promising offensive tackle prospects, mainly because they're looking to free up cap space to invest in their secondary and other key areas. The Bucs, who are currently 7-6, are trying to find a balance between competitiveness and financial stability. But the truth is, Tampa Bay's offensive line, which allows about 22 sacks this season, could really benefit from a rebuild. Trading Wirfs might seem like giving up a star, but it's also a strategic move to rebuild the entire roster and cap health. Now, think about what Wirfs brings to the table. The guy is a beast, plain and simple. In 2025, he's played 912 snaps over 13 games, allowing just 2 sacks, with a run-block win rate of 84% and a PFF grade of 92. 1. His EPA per run is a positive +1. 3. And he's committed only 3 penalties all season. That's elite-level production. His career stats are just as impressive: 78 games played, 4 Pro Bowls under his belt, and a career average of +0.9 yards per block versus the league average for tackles. He's missed some time due to an ankle injury in Week 5, but returned strong, including a game in Week 8 where he allowed 0 pressures against the Falcons. That kind of consistency and dominance is exactly what the Bears need to solidify their line for the long haul. Imagine what Wirfs could do for the Bears' offensive scheme. He'd anchor the right side of the line, significantly boosting their run-blocking efficiency by as much as 20%, according to some projections. That would open up even more space for players like Donta Foreman and Khalil Herbert and give Justin Fields even more time to make plays downfield. Plus, with a pocket stability of around 2.8 seconds, he'd give Fields the time he needs to make those throws and extend plays. Not to mention, his presence would improve the entire offensive flow, leading to more sustained drives and ultimately more wins. The Bears, who have been relying heavily on their rushing game, could see a real boost in their ground attack, adding another layer to their offense that opponents would find tough to stop. But it's not just about the offense. The Bears' defense, which has been pretty solid this season, especially in the trenches, would also benefit from a more balanced attack. The addition of Wirfs would help reduce the pressure on their defensive front, allowing them to pin their ears back and rush the passer more aggressively. Historically, teams like the Eagles with Jason Peters have shown how an elite offensive tackle can elevate the entire team's performance. And the Bears are all about building a balanced, tough team that can control the game from the line of scrimmage. Looking ahead, this move could be a game changer as they gear up for the playoffs. The current Super Bowl odds have the Bears at +1,500, which isn't bad at all. But with Wirfs protecting Justin Fields and anchoring the line, those odds could shorten significantly, perhaps to +950 or even lower. His presence would act as a shield in the playoffs, especially against fierce pass rushers like Nick Bosa, giving the Bears a shot at making a deep run. Plus, his addition would send a message across the league. The Bears are not just contenders. They're serious about dominating the trenches, about playing cold and tough football that wears opponents down. Of course, such a trade wouldn't come without challenges. Tampa Bay would want substantial draft capital, and the Bears would need to balance that with their own roster needs. But if they can pull it off, it's a move that could elevate the team from playoff hopefuls to serious Super Bowl contenders. It's about establishing a culture of dominance, about drafting and developing players who can hold their own against the best, and now, adding a proven star like Wirfs, the Bears could finally find that missing piece to their offensive puzzle. And let's not forget the impact this would have on the locker room and the fan base. Bringing in a player of Wirfs' caliber would energize the entire organization. It would send a message to the players. Hey, the Bears are all in, and they're ready to compete at the highest level. The fans, already passionate and loyal, would rally behind such a move, fueling the team's confidence and momentum heading into the postseason. So, in summary, this potential trade for Tristan Wirfs is more than just a rumor. It's a statement. It signals that the Bears are serious about building a championship-caliber team, about protecting Justin Fields, and about dominating the NFC North and beyond. The move could transform Chicago's offensive line from a decent unit into one of the best in the league, and that kind of upgrade could be the difference-maker in a deep playoff run. The Bears have the pieces, the talent, and now perhaps the opportunity to make a bold statement with this high-stakes move. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Chicago Bears news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking at the bigger picture, this isn't just about a single player or a single season. It's about setting a tone for the future. The Bears have already shown they can compete with a young, dynamic quarterback and a stout defense. Now, adding a true cornerstone like Wirfs to the offensive line could accelerate their rebuild, making them not just playoff contenders but Super Bowl favorites in the coming years. The NFC North is getting tougher, with teams like the Lions and Vikings improving, but the Bears' potential to match or even surpass them hinges on building a line that can hold up against the league's best pass rushers. And if we look back at their recent history, the Bears have always known how to build a tough, disciplined team. From the dominant defenses of the 80s to the recent resurgence with Justin Fields, they've thrived when their trenches are solid. That's why this move makes so much sense. It's about investing in the foundation of the team, the offensive line that can take them to the next level. And with the right pieces, especially someone like Wirfs, the Bears could finally put together an offense that's as formidable as their defense has been in recent years. And I have to say, for the fans, this is the kind of move you get excited about. It's bold. It's aggressive. It signals that the Bears aren't content with just being good. They want to be great. They want to compete for Super Bowls and bring that Lombardi trophy back to Chicago. And honestly, with the right strategy, the right trades, and a bit of luck, they can make it happen. The NFC is wide open, and teams are always looking to upgrade, to find that one piece that sets them apart. Well, if the Bears land Wirfs, they might just find that piece and more. So whether you're cheering from Soldier Field or watching from home, keep your eyes on this story. It could be the move that changes everything. The Bears are on the cusp of something big, and if they pull off this trade, it's going to be a game changer for their future. The offensive line would become a fortress, protecting Justin Fields and paving the way for a powerful rushing attack. The defense would breathe easier, knowing they've got a premier blocker anchoring the right side. It's a move that could put the Bears in a new stratosphere, competing not just for playoff spots, but for Super Bowl glory. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise, and your passion and support are what keep this team going strong. Let's keep the faith, keep the energy high, and get ready for what could be an incredible new chapter in Bears history.